Right. Hi everybody. I'll just get going. So as you can see, I've done some more work on the and I've nearly finished it. It's looking a little bit. It's a bit. I've kind of. It's a bit wider and it's a bit flatter than the clay. I kind of look at it and I go, I'm happy with it. I could carry on working and pulling it in a bit and push the eyes in a bit, but I'm going to leave it pretty much as it is. But before I carve the teeth, I'm going to drill a hole straight through. I'll drill a bigger hole in the back and then I'll drill a smaller hole, starting with a pilot hole, and then I'll ream it out to about 1 inch. Which will happily fit between the two canines and then these two other teeth here, whatever they are. These are the pointy teeth, and so that when it is a water feature, we can put an inch pipe, copper pipe, through here, and we'll have the copper pipe extending slightly out of the stone so that the water doesn't soak the stone and the water can gush out of the mouth into the bowl. But as you can see, carvings that Tom, we're on the TV. I kind of go, actually, I don't slavishly stick to the maquette, so I move it. And as you've seen, what actually happens with stone is because of the nature of the material, once I start carving texture into it, it kind of adds an extra bit of life to it, and he looks quite fierce with his mane now, whereas he didn't before. What is he going to go now?
No, you can't.
Hi Janola. Thank you. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm going to stand up. So as you can see, the texture kind of adds to the tool marks, adds to the kind of texture and adds to the ferocity. Yeah. Right. And so what I wanted to do today, particularly, was show you some things that I think. So this is a very medieval style, and it's quite deceptively. It looks very simple, but it's quite deceptive because there's 3 things going on. Initially, you've got the shape of the kind of frond, the shape of the hair, which is this kind of S shape that way. But then you've got an S shape going that way as well, and so these two are what creates the movement. But then you kind of ignore or exaggerate those shapes by pushing the textured line. You don't just follow this S shape, you exaggerate this S shape, so you push this line over, so the central one, instead of, so if you were to draw a line down the middle of this, it would be like that, there, a line down the middle of it, it would be kind of like that. What I'm doing with this is I'm pushing the line right over the centre line and round here, so that then it becomes this kind of twist as well as the up and down curve and the side to side curve. So what I've used with all of this now, all this finishing, I mean there's some claw marks here. I've used claw this tool on here, but on all of these I've used this bullnose. This is tungsten tip bullnose made by John Parsons, JP Masonry Supplies. This is his, he calls it his Italian range, so he's turned it, rather than turned it out of hexagonal stock and brazed tungsten into the tip, rather than it being a forged tool, which this is a kind of this is this, you know, this end is a forged end, and this will be forged as well. So this is turned on a lathe, but it's a very nice bit of kit. And so what I spent the last kind of yesterday doing is, and this morning doing, is carving this texture. So it goes over the centre line and then back over the centre line like that. And I was doing it in quite a hurry to try and get it to a stage where it looked reasonably kind of, you know, kind of tidying up to do. Ooh. And then spent most of yesterday doing this and listening to Neil Gaiman's Norse myths, which are, I mean, I've been read them before when I was little, but this was hectic. It's really hectic, especially when you get to Ragnarok, the end of the world. So as you can see, so I've got, I'll start with the centre one. Push this line over the centre line, and then come back over the centre line again. And then over the centre line again. So there's your first one right now, and then the one next to it. So you see you're going over the centre line but down. Ooh, I don't like that. Something not quite right there. Down. Round. And then back over the centre line. So just pushing the shape, pushing that line, pushing the shape. And there's something about stone when you get to this point in the carving, you get close to where you want to be, where it feels malleable. It feels, there is this quality of feeling like you're pushing the material. And actually, this is the part of the job that is I enjoy, you know, there's, so you can see you're pushing it down, up and down, but you're pushing it over the centre line. Have any of you got any queries about this? And if you look at kind of medieval lions, they've got even more of a swirl. They kind of come, they they do this, but even more expressive. They come up and over and round into a little kind of tight curl, and they're really beautiful. There's an example in Salisbury Cathedral of a medieval lion who's fab. He's kind of I'm going to try and find a picture of him. I'm sure I must have a picture of him somewhere, but yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to find if you look online. I can't remember what gravestone it is, what memorial it is. There's a not a memorial. It's a tomb with a there's a load of 17th and 18th century graffiti all over it as well. "1764 Bob was here," or whatever it was, carved into this. Representation of a suit of armour. Yeah. So it's quite, you know, waiting for some jam jars to, not jam jars, some jars to turn up. We managed to get some honey from the bees. When was it? Yesterday, last weekend. No, £50 of honey from the bees, and we're waiting for some jam jars for the next lot in the autumn. So where I want it, I like him. He's kind of put him up a bit. So he will be up like that eventually, and all this will be out, so there'll be shadow there. And what I'll do is I'll leave him as he is for the time being, and if I decide that the eyes need to be a bit deeper later on, I might have another go at him, but bar a bit of tidying up and drilling his mouth out and carving the teeth. He's kind of how I want him. There he is. I'm not going to do much more. So and this is where you go, oh, this is worth it, all the anxiety and bother and worrying and avoiding the work and all that stuff. This is the point where you go, oh, now I know why I do it. And you know, it's not to say that I'm satisfied with the job. There's things that I'd like to change on it, but there comes a point where you go, yeah, that'll be fine. I think, unless anybody's got any questions, what I think I might do is kind of leave it at that for today. I know it's a bit short, but it seems like a natural kind of natural pause, and what do you reckon? Okay, thank you everybody, and have a lovely week, and in this COVID time, stay safe and all that palaver. Cheers, bye bye.